I loves me some 1 degree of Chunky B.
Oh, yeah,
We always need the guy to do a promo.
Right. But where's that promo air?
It airs right in the middle.
It does.
Yeah, with the music and the play up music.
Yeah.
With,
All right, let's just keep the promo in it. That music is shit we don't need.
why? Well, the guy's providing us music for our open.
Analytics tell us that people are changing. Turn it off right there.
You have not watched the analytics.
On YouTube.
You have not seen the analytics for
On
that.
YouTube?
You have not seen
For that particular
a
thing.
dial analytic where people are turning away
Dude,
at
trust
that
me.
point.
Trust me.
No,
It said it
no.
on our message board.
There's no message board.
Right, rolled.
Nobody writes anything.
Yeah. I cannot believe it. It's an awesome thing to go 100 shows.
Oh, were we starting?
Yes. For
All
the
right.
100th time.
Let's get into this.
Dude, can you imagine? Like when we first started this thing?
Yeah. How nervous we were, first of all.
100 shows. That is like 100 weeks of putting out an episode.
Yeah. We have a full library for those of you who would like our show syndicated anywhere.
Yeah.
We have 100. We can make them 22s. We can make them 50 or 60s.
Right.
Whatever you want, man.
You know something? I remember when I told you that I was going to do a podcast.
Yeah.
And you were like, really? How are you going to do that? And then when you researched podcasting and you researched the potential, bam, executive producer, setting up the show from the get-go.
Yeah. I just asked to be executive producer. That's the only way I would have agreed to do it. And you said yes. So here we are.
Yeah. You know something? Let me just flip this.
Let's get
the
some
script for
business
some-
out of the way, can we, please?
Yes. You
Thank
know something? Who came to us early? Who came to us strong? Who came to us when we wanted to look younger, feel younger, and be younger?
If your
Afterglow.
starfish is quivering
With over
achievement,
Yeah.
Astaglow.
You guys, thank you, Astaglow, and thank you for everybody around America and the world dabbling into Astaglow.
They're drinking it. They're putting it in their skin.
Check this out. We'd have to do something,
That's the Asta Sport, I think.
That's
no?
yeah, that might be something to ask. Can you see that, Andy? It's tough to see, but I do love.
Do you just have us on the 3-shot and you're just leaving us on the 3-shot? Please, can you direct a little bit?
All right, let's keep this ball rolling, ladies and
Good
gentlemen.
Lord.
We do have sponsors, and you know the beer we love. Well, yeah, I used to love a whole bunch. Venice Duck.
Yeah.
From the Venice Brewery. The
Get
guys,
your quack on, bro.
when you want to just grab a flock of duck.
Yeah.
And do some
Go
some
flock
guzzling.
yourself. That's
Go
what we're
flock off,
saying.
you motherflocker. Guys, we could not be happier. I know we're coming in just kind of haphazardly, but this is 1 degree of Chunky B in the garage of love at chunkybee.tv, and we are beside ourselves because of 100 shows
Also, since we're sitting next to each other,
continuously.
so we are beside ourselves.
Oh my God, baby Jesus!
Let's
help me.
edit that part out, Andy.
Yeah, and you know something? Andy came in
Yeah.
not knowing the atmosphere of the pressure of a decent podcast, and I think he did incredibly.
Yeah.
We did have some technical issues that we were fine with at the long run.
Yeah, but listen, when you're half man, half animal,
Manimal.
yeah, sometimes
Check the. I gotta
Still
stop.
Manimal.
his
After 100?
giant hooves.
The
It's
next,
hard to do the knobs. You know?
the next 100 shows, I have got to stop saying, "Check this out." Every time I'm trying to gather my thoughts,
That's
my
true.
delay of game right there.
Yeah, but
check this out. Check
what's
this out.
wrong with that?
It's getting on my nerves.
Oh, is it?
It's really getting on my nerves. But check
There
this
you
out.
go. We don't have to talk about it just by ourselves anymore.
Is that what we're doing? We're putting out words that get on our nerves.
Do you
that
know
he
one of the
says all
guys, one of our fans,
My
one of our
safe
friends?
word is keep going.
time. Top 100 words.
Don't
Top
stop.
100 safe words.
Please, can I have your undivided attention, children? Eyes on Chunky.
Yeah, 100 episodes,
with.
Chunk.
How about Don DeBear, one of our great friends of the show?
Yeah.
He has been giving us gifts. He made the 1 degree board game
Yeah.
and all our awards.
All the awards.
And I would like to take this opportunity right now to give Andy Davey his award.
What? Andy
Yes.
Davey got an award?
Yes.
I don't get an award.
Get out of
Yes.
here.
Come on.
It's the Bubble Wrap
This is a
Award, Andy.
recycled award.
I
You
guess
get the Bubble Wrap
This is-
Award.
This
silly.
is the best non-knob wizard in the Garage of Love.
Get out of here.
I kid you
Look
not.
at Andy
Come
Davey.
on, that is hot.
That's exciting.
Andy, you came in when the pressure was on. You did not fold.
Yes.
You brought your best when your best was asked for.
Look at that.
Here to accept the award is Andy
Andy.
Davey.
I'd like to, this. All the technical.
Ain't that the truth? Ain't
Wow,
that the
you
truth?
said it, sister. That's fantastic.
That's pretty cool. Look
Bart
at
the
that.
Bear.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. You know where that's going?
Yeah.
Let's go right up on the shelf.
Going
It's
up on the
going
shelf.
right in your kitchen.
Hey, everybody tuning in and listening. Thank you. I know we're talking a lot about this because it's a very exciting thing, but can we reveal what's going to happen after this 100th show?
Yeah. Also, we should tease this episode. You know, we have an amazing guest coming.
Andy Davey.
I'm already here.
Yeah, Andy
I'm
Davey.
sitting right here.
Ladies and gentlemen,
You guys,
look at the time.
I'm freaking out that we're having Ben Gleib.
Yeah.
In a couple minutes, Ben Gleib's going to be walking in the Garage of Love.
Yeah.
And he is like one of our coolest celebrities
He's
we've
big
ever
time.
had.
It's Showtime special.
And I want to thank you in advance,
Neurotic Gangster.
Gary Adler, for bringing him into the Garage of Love. How did you pull that off? Seriously.
Well, he's a fellow GSN guy. You know, he hosts Idiotest on
Right.
Game Show Network. I met Ben a couple of years back doing promos. You know, we kind of hit it off. I kind of mentioned we had a podcast, and
Yeah.
he kind of said I might do it. And then I kind of kept bugging him about it until here he is. But he's not here yet.
No, I know, but he's got a great podcast.
Yeah, he
I'm
does.
not going to lie to you. And it's the last week on Earth. Isn't that like a great name? Are you listening?
No,
You're
I
over there
just got a text from Ryan Sickler saying he can't make it.
You're kidding.
Yeah.
Should we just cancel this whole show?
That sucks.
Hey, we got Ben Gleib, man.
He'll
You know,
he'll come in and record a bit, maybe
Okay.
Friday.
Ryan Sickler. Oh, that'd be a great idea. Sickler is one of our great friends, and from the Crab Feast podcast, that is probably the top 10.
He was also our very first guest, so
He
it
was the
makes
first
a
guest.
little sense that he would come, but he says he can't make it tonight. So
Let's talk about Ben Gleib. I don't want to say too much about him because I want to save some time when he gets here. But he is a phenomenal comedian.
Yeah.
He's smart. He writes. He produces.
Yeah.
And
All
he's-
that.
Yeah.
It's like he's fulfilling, his dream. He was a kid who grew up in Sherman Oaks or Encino or something like
Yeah.
that. And, he always wanted to,
That's awesome.
entertain the
100
masses, and
shows.
he's doing it.
What does 100 mean to you? What's the number?
Well,
It's hot as 100 degrees.
I'm a
in this
little
garage.
over halfway there. I can tell you that.
Can you believe that?
I'm a little over halfway there.
100.
I'm on the wrong side of 50.
How old do you think you're going to be when you kick the bucket?
I think I'm going to be about 93, 94.
Really? Do you
Our
wanna
family
live
lasts that long.
Do you want to be around that long?
I don't know if I want to be. It's okay if I miss the drooling years, I think.
Yeah.
But I want to live right up to that point.
You know what would be awesome if we're still doing this freaking podcast and I'm changing
Oh
your
my
diapers
God.
on the show.
Now, let's do it. Let's practice.
That's next week.
Hang on a second.
All right. Oh Lord. No, seriously. No one needs to see that. You're gonna pull a hamstring. You're gonna pull a hamstring.
I just sharted, so I might need a changing.
You know, if I make it past, I'll be happy if I make it past 70.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
so-
you're that kind of guy. I mean, you've been unhealthy for a long time.
some of the most unhealthy people live a long time.
That is true. George Burns, for example.
100.
Cigars and whiskey.
Yeah. He lives about
Biatches.
Bob Hope.
Bob Hope, 87.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just guessed.
No. Bob Hope was 100.
Was he really?
Yes.
No shit. He went to 100.
He made it to 100.
Did George Burns go to 100?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow. That's incredible.
And one of the guys like Abbott and Costello, did he do it?
It was either Abbott or Costello.
One of
Yeah.
those two.
Or
Yeah.
they both lived to 50.
Combination.
Could have been.
The combo. But anyway,
It's exciting. Let me just say, first of all, thanks for letting me do this with you.
Of course. Oh God, yes.
I feel like, without kissing too much ass, like this is so therapeutic. It's so good to just come and talk for an hour.
I agree.
Even if it's just complete bullshit.
It's group therapy.
We've talked to fascinating people, and I feel like, and I hope that we've entertained some people along the way, because that's what we want to do. We want people to share these experiences with us, walking down the street, in their cars, whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe they're at work, bored to tears, putting in, a transcript of something or other.
Right.
And they're listening to 1 Degree of Chunky B.
I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
I don't mean to step back, but Grandma Moses made it to be 100.
Is that right? She did. I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, I was there.
Okay, we've got some fun things
Why did
coming up.
we referenced Grandma Moses a lot when I was a kid, and I never really knew who she was.
Who was Grandma? I don't know.
Who's Grandma Moses?
Storyteller.
Was she? She was a
So, I
storyteller?
think she's an author.
Yeah, she was a storyteller, writer back in the day.
Dude, you're looking at me like I'm the.
Yeah.
Well, blank
All right,
my
you guys
blank.
leave me a message. And by the way, guys, I want to let you know, since we have a couple different avenues that people can find 1 Degree of Chunky B.
Yeah.
So I am doing my best to hit all the message boards.
You're out there.
I am like, for the last couple
You're
days,
exposed. Well
man,
exposed.
I am like trying to keep up with Instagram.
Yeah.
ChunkyB.tv. We've got the YouTube is growing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to put any pressure on ourselves, but we are going to rebrand. Can we talk about your field of expertise?
Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna we're banking a few shows, and we have some amazing guests coming on. We can tease them. Brad Williams.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
Rich Eisen.
Yes.
Is coming on. We got Coach Mariucci coming on.
Yeah, I mean, he's
we
booked.
have some real guests,
Yes, we do.
including our 100th. But I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna bank those guests.
Right.
We're going to air the 100th episode.
Yes.
Then we're going to do a couple of best ofs for the next 2-3 weeks. And during that time, you and I are going to rebrand
Yes.
1 Degree of Chunky B.
I look
New
forward to this.
logo, new website,
Yep.
new attitude.
Yes.
You got to have attitude, right?
Yeah. And I do
Very
want to
nice.
say,
Thank you.
we did hire an outside
You
source.
just don't know Damone.
We did hire an outside source to do some of our promotional bits.
Yeah.
And we've got that guy, half man, half panda. His name's Eddie DePanda.
Eddie the Panda.
And
It's
we keep
weird,
trying
a
to fire him.
New Yorker Panda.
That guy's creepy.
Very bizarre.
Yeah, he's creepy and weird, but he does a lot of promotion for us.
Every single time I try to fire him, the public gets back. We want Eddie DePanda.
The public loves pandas.
They do.
In any form.
And
Even at their lowest form,
yeah.
the public loves a panda.
But check this out. Oh God, there I go. Check this out. But take a look at this. Check it out. Check it out. Do you know when he's doing some of our promotional work on Instagram,
Yeah.
he's got a whole group of panda followers.
Is that right?
Yes.
Pandettes?
Anytime he appears, Eddie the Panda, on our Instagram doing promos for 1 Degree of Chunky B,
Yeah.
he gets so many freaking likes from the Panda Society.
And it's at Eddie the Panda?
No, we use him just on
the Chunky B Instagram?
Yes. We're not allowing him to branch off
Oh,
because he's under contract.
he's not his own brand yet?
No. And, maybe
Yeah.
the people said, but Eddie the Panda, look on Instagram. Now, we haven't signed him on to, maybe he dabbles in our Facebook.
Yeah.
And he dabbles
He's
in.
kind of our social mascot.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you will. And he's our YouTuber, too.
Yeah.
So, Eddie the Panda, if you want him in, let us know you want him in. If you want him fired, we'll fire his ass.
Yeah, we'll get rid of him immediately.
What does panda taste like? Can
They're
you eat
delicious.
panda?
They're delicious.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, just put them on the grill for like low and slow.
But don't they taste a little bit like spotted owl or maybe baby seal?
No.
They taste totally
No.
different than baby
They
seal.
taste a little bit like bald eagle.
Ooh, nice. Hey, you
Oh,
guys,
Ben Gleib's en route. He'll
Ladies
be
and
here
gentlemen-
at 9:12.
ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be back after this. And guess who's going to be in the Garage of Love? Yeah, if you don't know him and you buy a computer, if you don't know him,
Yeah.
go join your friends in Al-Qaeda, you un-American
Or
bastard.
ISIS.
Yeah,
And by the way, it's GLEIB.
exactly. We'll be back in a second. Hey, you guys, Chunky B. 1 Degree of Chunky B in the Garage of Love. And you know if you want to get your quack on, you go to Venice Duck. And I'm not even kidding. This is a good beer. Tell your friends, don't be afraid to get your quack on. Dude, this is actually a really good beer.
It's fucking great beer.
You're so lucky.
Oh shit, I'm still recording.
Hey, you guys, music provided by Play Up Music. That's playupmusic.com.
I'm Ben Gleib, and you're tuned into 1 Degree of Chunky B. This is the 100th episode. That's the great news. The bad news, I'm the guest. I'm sorry about that part.
Black is the night that holds you down. Black is the night that holds you down.
Perfect.
You're not supposed. Wait a second. You weren't supposed to peek at the notes.
Sorry, they're right there.
Yeah.
My brother has the same middle name, by the way.
Yeah. Hey, check this out. 100 show. What a big event.
Yeah, it's
Garage of
crazy,
Love,
right?
1 Degree of Chunky B. And you and I were talking last week about what could be the killer guest. Who can be the guest? And I came up with a great idea, having my gardener.
You
I was
said
thinking about, hey, I don't talk to him very much. He comes in twice a week. Twice a month.
Sinbad, the gardener.
Yeah, right. Jose. Believe it or not, that's his real name. And I'm thinking to myself, that'd be a great guest. He cancels. and then you had another guy that was begging to get on the show.
Dude, it's not even funny, man.
I can't even do this bit.
Yeah.
He's too cool. You guys, right off the bat, say hello to Ben Gleib. I was trying something funny. I was trying something frisky.
You can't
I
out
liked
funny
it.
Ben Gleib.
Listen, I would love to hear your gardener. I saw your lawn coming up in the darkness, and I felt like it would be great. I didn't see it, but it seemed like it would be nice if I could have seen it.
It's dirt.
Yeah. Because you know,
That's my
I
point.
believe in the water problems of L.A.
Yeah, it's
Hey, Ben
drought
Gleib,
friendly.
How'd you get so cool?
That's a really difficult question to answer. I can just only say the grace of God.
Yeah. Are you a religious man?
I'm totally kidding. No, I'm not religious, and I don't know that I'm that cool. But I don't know the answer to that. I don't know how to address any part of that question. I just do what I do.
Are you a shy guy in general?
I wouldn't say I'm a shy guy. I am not one of those comedians that needs to always be like cracking jokes in front of everybody.
We're hoping in the next 40 minutes that changes, though.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, no, that will not change. I'm going to keep it really uninteresting and very banal. I'm gonna
Very
keep
vague.
I will
Yeah.
say this: I was at a party with Ben Gleib, and I was feeling slightly uncomfortable, and I told him that I'm like, I'm not really good at these parties, and you know what he said to me? I love it. I'm great at it. And I felt like about that big.
I do like parties. I remember when I saw you there. I do. I mean, I am not someone that needs to be like funny all the time, but I definitely enjoy being social. I enjoy going out, and I just but I'm not like trying to be the life of the party. I just enjoy being and meeting people and talking to people, mostly girls. I don't particularly enjoy meeting dudes. I don't really care to meet extra dudes.
Right.
Right.
I feel like I've hit my limit on that.
Makes sense.
Right. You
Like,
maxed out.
yeah, like I have a girlfriend of mine in New York who's like, I was gonna have dinner with her, and she was like, "Do you mind if my guy friend Dale comes and joins us?" And I'm like, "I do mind.
Yeah.
I don't have any desire to have dinner with Dale." She's like, "Why? It's a great guy." I'm like, "I don't want any more guy friends."
You're like, is he going to pick up the check?
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
at my complete limit of guy friends. I mean, if one happens to slip in, I'm not going to fight it, but I'm not actively searching. I'm not on like guy friend dating apps.
Right. I'm glad you brought that conversation up, this topic, because I didn't know how to slide into it. Let's talk about the babes, man. You're a single, good-looking, funny guy that's got some money. You probably
Thank you
got
for
one-
telling everybody listening that.
Yeah, you probably got one in every city, right? Is it tag and release? Come on.
And by the way, he looks amazing. I've seen him go up and down in the last 3-4 years or
Yeah.
whatever.
Up and
You look
down?
great.
I'm the Oprah of GSN.
Dude,
Thank
you look
very much.
the hair's good, everything's
Thank
good. You look great, man.
Thank you. Yeah, I've lost a lot of weight recently. I gained a lot of weight for season 3 and decided that wasn't the look to go with.
That wasn't the way to go.
I literally thought to myself, if I gained a bunch of weight, is anybody going to stop watching my show? And I think probably that was true, but I just didn't like the way I looked, so I dropped the weight. Do I have a girl in every city? No. No, I'm not going to say I have a girl in every city.
I know. I'm saying, but you've got. I mean, you're a single dude. You
Yeah.
got a nice crib.
Yeah.
You know, and you're running around the country, and you're extremely popular. And chicks may just like say, "Oh, there, look at Ben. Take off the top."
I mean, I'm certainly not complaining. I've signed a lot of breasts in my life.
Yeah.
I've signed a lot
Do
of breasts.
chicks in general want to fuck the funny guy? Is that true?
Yeah. I mean,
Andy?
it's an insane.
No.
Why are you asking your sound engineer?
That would
Exactly.
be no.
That's a big no. You know, I did do some. I rarely do, research, but Ben Gleib's coming to the Garage of Love.
you gotta
I got to do
research
a little
it.
bit of
Yeah,
homework.
at least do a quick 20, 30-second Google run.
And I'm thinking to myself, why didn't we do this show that we're doing right now at your house?
Shut the hell up.
Chucky, don't say that, dude.
I begged to do it at my house.
Fuck you, dude.
I literally begged
First of
to
all,
do it at my
fuck
house.
you. Why
I
would
am
you
on
do that to me?
almost no sleep. I left the office to come here.
You're such a dick, man.
I have to get up at 6 in the morning to do radio on XM tomorrow morning.
Really?
Jason Ellis show.
So thanks for
And
being here. We'll make it
you're
quick.
very welcome.
We're gonna
No,
make
it's
it-
my pleasure. Take
we're
as
gonna
long
make
as
it
you
up to
take
you.
as long as you want.
Right. And that's what I noticed about you. You are very generous. Aren't you? Are you tired of this? Are you tired of just like, come on, guys, enough freaking podcasts?
No, I'm not tired of it. I've dreamed my whole life of getting to a place where people wanted me to be a guest on their things. So I'm really excited and grateful that I have that opportunity, and I like to do it. I have a ton of energy. I really love to do it. I mean, I wouldn't say yes if I didn't want to do it. So no, I'm not tired. I enjoy it. The only thing that's crazy lately is my schedule is so wall-to-wall packed that I haven't even had time for like any like quiet time whatsoever. It's like my days are like oftentimes lately from 6 or 8 or 9 a.m. till 3 or 4 or 5 a.m. working on stuff. Like
And you're not enjoying that
I
backyard.
went to bed at 6:30 in the morning this morning.
You did?
Yeah, but I am not enjoying the backyard as much as I would like, but I am enjoying it. I do try really hard to at least squeeze in monthly a decent chunk of enjoyment time. I have like Tuesday pool parties in my house. I'll invite 10, 15 friends.
Hang on, let me
over.
write that down.
To
I got the
every
address.
Tuesday, the address is
Never been invited to that,
No,
Chuck.
I
Have
wanna-
you?
Yeah, matter of fact, I
Did you?
said.
Oh, you got the invite?
Chucky was there.
You worked it, right?
Yeah,
You were the warm-up guy.
Chunky was hanging the whole time.
I sat in the old lady bench,
Yep.
the white metal bench poolside.
Can I say something about this guy?
Talk about me. Talk about Ben.
Yeah, Ben Gleib. I met him because I work at Game Show Network, Andy. Yeah. And he has a show on Game Show Network called Idiotest.
Which I'm falling in love with.
He was the host of. He
Sorry,
won the
referred to as
job.
GSN.
Right? He won the job. Did I say what did I say?
It's Game Show Network.
Yeah. And then he just became the most magnanimous human being of anyone I ever met there, who just wanted to be involved in every single aspect of promoting the show.
Right.
Right? He's totally involved. You started writing the show, producing the show. Are you an executive producer of that show now?
You're kidding.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you know why? He's a badass.
Season
And you know
three.
something?
Season three.
We try not to when people come in the Garage of Love and celebrities, and we try not to wear their ass like a hat. But how can you not when you have you know you're not only
When
your
you were a
resume,
little
but
boy
you-
growing up in Encino, is this what you dreamed of?
I never grew up in Encino. But that's sweet of you to say. I mean, I do like to work really hard at what I do. You know, like I never understand when people get, you know, they work hard to build a career, and then as soon as they get there, they're like, great, now I don't want to do shit.
Now I'm gonna be an
understood
a-hole.
that. Yeah, why would you not like work your hardest then when you finally get the opportunity to do what you want to do? And like the only times in my life that I've clashed with people that I work with, and it's happened a few times, is when people that I'm working with don't work as hard as I do, or just see it as like a clock in, clock out. And it's like, I don't care what role you're playing on a show, on any job whatsoever, but the experience I have is on shows and on movies and things. If you're doing it, do it well. If you're doing anything, like do it well. Otherwise, your whole life is like sarcastic. If you're not working hard, your whole life is just like, oh, this job. Well, then quit the fucking job if you don't like it.
I love this guy.
I like too. But Andy just left, by the way.
Yeah. I'm like, you know, I don't
So
wanna-
that's the only thing is like I expect a lot of people I work with, and people are like, I'm not getting paid enough to do this. I'm like, then negotiate a better deal,
Yeah,
or
get another
don't do
job.
the job, but get a new job. But if you're doing it, you're sitting there, work harder, make sure it's great.
I'm about to prepare to be mounted.
Yeah, right?
Look at this guy. He's turning me
know.
on. It's like almost like
Andy woke up at
dirty to me.
6:30 this
You
morning.
can put your pants back on if you want. I don't think you needed to do that.
By
Do
the
you think
way,
my bench is an old lady bench? Because I've thought that, but I thought it was like in some way made it look like a little classier than have everything be modern. But is it old lady?
is it shabby chic? What is it?
It's
You've been there,
It's
I have
one-
not.
It's one.
I
of
was
the
invited,
metal-
I didn't go.
It was the metal.
and you just came by yourself.
It's a
Never
two-seater.
been to your house.
It's a two-seater.
How'd you know about the white old lady bench?
He
did research.
He doesn't think I get
Wait,
around.
no. What kind of research could possibly have revealed that I have an old? I really do have a white old lady bench. Is
that true?
By the pool. I
Right.
swear to God.
You gotta
I have
cut
one of
through
those metal white old
Oh my
lady
God.
benches.
You gotta cut through the
and I was trying to piece it together in like a really smooth way where you couldn't tell.
Hey, check this out. You got to go through your voiceover booth.
Shut up. Wait, what's
That's
happening?
crazy, dude.
What's
I don't know anything
happening?
what he's doing right now.
Ben,
Can somebody
you know-
explain to me what's happening?
Ben,
You
I
talked
was-
to somebody who's been to my house. What you did?
Okay. Do you want me to describe it?
Yes.
Dark walls. Okay, I'll freak you out right now.
Okay, do it.
Organized shoes out the ass.
Oh, I just figured it out.
Now you know. Now he knows.
There's an internet video where I had to give a tour of my house to
I had
Jessica
you for a
from
second.
Dish
You weren't supposed to go
Network.
forward.
Oh my God, I'm so relieved now. I was freaking the F out
That was
right
good,
now.
wasn't it?
Oh, it was really good. It's really strong. Oh, whew.
Neurotic Gangster.
Yes.
Loved it.
My Showtime special.
What a thrill. What a first of all, I'm so happy for you.
Thanks.
But that was back in like June or something, right? When
Still airing now. Just aired today.
Yeah.
Showtime comes to you. Is that one of those moments, like drop the mic moment where pow?
You get off the phone and you do the little dance, the Hollywood dance.
Yeah, I mean, they didn't come to us. We had to pitch around, and Showtime bought it, and I was so happy. But it was incredible. I mean, you know, as a stand-up comedian, you work forever to get
Now, did
special,
you
and most
did
don't
you
ever
shoot
get
it first and then pitch it?
shot it
Oh,
first
is that
and
what
pitched
happened?
it. And you know, most comedians work forever and never become headliners, let alone get their own special. So it's incredible. I'm just so lucky and happy that I get to be doing stand-up at some of the highest levels. It's really exciting. Jerry Seinfeld said years ago in some interview that headliner comedians is the most exclusive club on planet Earth, and it really is true. I mean, there's not a lot of us that get to, get lucky enough to get to that level and get to tour and, be the draw for the evening, and it's just the most fun. And then to get to do it on national television, international television, is just, and stand-up's the most pure. It's just your voice. It's just you and a mic and your thoughts and ideas you want to share with people, and it was very thrilling. It was very, very exciting for
Does
me.
it ever bum you out that you can't really get a good tan?
I can't?
Yeah. Can I tell you why?
Why?
Because you're living in the shadows of your dad's comedy skills.
Oh, jeez.
It's true.
That's
My dad
terrible.
is hilarious. We just spoke on the phone 5 minutes ago.
But seriously, how long are you
my
going to
dad's
milk the
very
Esquire?
funny. The what? The Esquire quote?
Yeah, how long are we going to milk that one?
Well, I got a new one now, so I can go
Hold
past
on,
that.
hold on. Can we just elaborate on the dad thing?
Yeah, his dad's,
His dad was funny. He
My
grabbed the mic.
dad, I brought my dad on stage. This was like many, many years ago now. It was a year after he'd beat colon cancer, and he was feeling a little more impenetrable, even though he did have to pound a bunch of drinks to do it. And he came on stage and did stand-up at the Improv at the Comedy Juice show.
Oh, my God.
And he crushed it. It's on YouTube. Just search Ben Gleib's father or whatever. Yeah. And he was very, very funny. My favorite
hilarious.
part was when I said, you can start doing crowd work. You can improvise people in the crowd. And he talked to some person who was very nice. I'm like, Dad, you don't need to be so nice. And he texted to one guy. He goes, this one dude sitting there with an earring and like tattoos. And he goes to the guy, loved you in Goonies. It was hilarious. It was hilarious. The Esquire quote, I'm going to keep milking that until I don't need to anymore, firstly. But secondly, I need to milk it less now because there's a brand new one that just came out a couple months ago that's much fresher.
That's awesome.
From TBS, so I don't need to, they just called me one of the funniest comedians working today, that's all. So, I don't need to mention that Esquire all said I could be the next big thing in comedy. I would never mention it. I wouldn't even have to just said that right now. I don't need to say that because of the TBS one.
We pride ourselves in the Garage of Love of being a bunch of sissies, emotional roller coasters. I love the way you talk about your grandfather, Joseph,
Thanks.
which I found extremely impressive. And do you ever think when you have that moment where you crush and kill the audience and they give you a standing ovation and you're just like, damn, I wish Grandpa could see that.
It's crazy. You get so caught in the moment that I don't think it often. It's weird you brought it out. I just lamented that, I think yesterday, that I wish Grandpa was here to see some of the things that I've been doing, because I know he'd be so proud of me, because he gave me his blessing to pursue this career in like pretty much the last year or so of his life. He took me to lunch my senior year of high school. And
that's something that I think is really interesting. He took you out to lunch once a week, and then your brother once a week, but never together.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty awesome.
It was really cool.
Was there a lot of laughter, like at Thanksgiving and Hanukkah? And
Yeah.
was there a lot of jokes being cracked at the Gleib household?
There was, but there was for sure. I mean, we had a pretty bananas household, but at my grandparents' house, it was maybe a little more like we were there, at like Hanukkah or rather like, Yom Kippur or whatever. I still don't have the Jewish holidays memorized, and I've been going to the same 3 every year for my whole life. But it was maybe a little bit more serious of a vibe, not really, but my immediate household, my parents and my brother and I, it was just complete cacophony of everything. It was fights and laughter and screaming and singing and just like
trying to outdo
sharing
each other,
stories
trying to
and-
outlaugh each other.
I mean,
That's great.
I definitely got my sense of humor from my mom and my dad, like a perfect blend, and a little bit of my brother in there too, who always played a little like.
Is he younger?
He's younger than me. Yeah.
When was the moment when you realized, okay, I probably can do this for a living?
It's hard to answer because I knew I wanted to do it and thought I could do it at like age 7. But my first time performing in front of a bigger crowd, my senior year of high school, I co-hosted the senior breakfast at the Friars Club, and crushed it with my buddy Zach. I just crushed this thing, improvising with this crowd, and I'm like, wow, that just came so natural. I feel like I could probably do this. And then I went to college the next year and started doing a TV show, a live weekly call-in show, and then started doing my own talk show called The Gleib Show. So I had 2 shows on the air, and by the end of the year, I did this live outdoor show, this huge event show that I figured out how to run cables, 200-foot cables down the side of the res hall that I had to rent, and never figured out how to connect every cable because no one had ever done an outdoor broadcast at our school, and I didn't know anything about it, but I just figured, how hard could it be? The cables have to connect. I'd just wake up for months as the show came closer, figuring out, I probably need to connect that VCR to that cable I didn't realize. And I figured it all out myself and run it, and then wrote and directed and produced and hosted this whole hour plus live talk show with guests and pre-taped bits that I'd written and acted in, and hidden cameras and sketches and all these things, and it was such a big success. The crowd, could just tell the crowd loved this live show. The second that show ended and they were taking all the cables down, because I let them at least do that part.
Yeah,
because I had worked so hard to that moment.
That's where the neurotic title comes in.
Exactly right. I decided that night that I could do it for a living, and I would do it for a living.
What did you study in college?
But that's why you're right. It's why it's Neurotic Gangster. It's like pulling off the show, and the actual performance is the gangster part where I don't care once I get on stage, and I let it all go. But the neurotic part is like, I'm gonna make damn sure every detail's perfect and cross every I and dot every T to make sure.
But that's what got you here.
Yeah, I mean, you got to be a one-man corporation these days, I feel like, to succeed in
Micromanage, are you over the top? Like at Idiotest, now that you got that title, executive producer, which was a smooth move.
Co-EP currently.
Yeah.
Okay, so are you actually looking at camera angles? Are you like helping the director?
Oh, our director's amazing. He's nominated for an Emmy this year, Dana
sweet.
Calderwood, for Idiotest. So I don't, interfere with his stuff too much. But of course, we collaborate. He just emailed me, and we're working on stuff. Like I definitely look at the monitors and give my thoughts.
You're aware
when necessary. I'm very aware of it though, for sure. But other than camera angles, really, I mean, yeah, but work on like different ways in and out of act breaks, and I'll suggest we could shoot it this way or that way. And Dana's got better ideas than I do usually, but with pretty much all the other, and we have amazing people producing the show. I mean, our showrunner, Craig Brooks, is amazing. Very, very hard worker, very talented. Aaron Solomon, very talented EP, very, very dedicated. Adam Rosenblatt, that created the show, and with his brother, he's great, and has a great sense of it, and is great at, like, managing me on set and making sure that all flows really well. And of course, Mark Cronin is the, the TV legend that oversees the whole operation and makes sure it all stays on track in a great way. But that all said, I'm very, very involved in every single aspect of the show. I just can't. I'm a little bit of a control freak in that way. Like, I want to make sure it's as good as possible. And, season 1, I wasn't involved. I wasn't invited to do that, and we didn't have a protocol set up. And the show was really good, but there were certain things that I didn't love and certain things I knew could be improved. So I wanted to get involved just in every aspect to make sure if I'm putting my name on it and my face on it, I wanted to make sure it's the best product possible. And if I can possibly make the show better and increase the chances that it gets picked up the next season and the next season, I'm going to do that. So, Jakers Newberg is a great writer who is a great, former guest on the show twice.
Yeah, he's been on twice.
Been on 3 times actually, but aired twice.
Yeah,
he's a great.
We have a 1 degree award that he's never picked up.
Oh wow!
Do you think you get it in his right hands?
Can you give it
in his hands?
Let me see what it says.
The best Dane Cook is an a-hole story.
He's got a Dan Cook.
Well, he's a little more bold telling stories than I am. Then I'll tell you that much.
Oh, he's got a good one. He's got a good one.
That's hilarious. I am not going to get this to him, but I'll tell him about it. I'll take a picture and text it to him if you want.
Cool.
But,
so when you're so busy
he
on
writes,
set.
well, let me say one thing. He writes. So he writes. The vast majority of the shell scripts of the show too, the intros and the outros and the act-ins and outs, and then I improvise the rest of the show and all the things with the contestants. But I also write about a third of the episodes of those shell scripts also, and I also write a lot of the tests.
And you improv a lot, I'm sure.
Well, I improv all of the interactions with the contestants and all of the stuff back and forth. I help create the tests, some of them from scratch, and I'm involved in the creation of every single Idiotest. A lot of people don't know that, but like I work very, very hard on every single test.
Well, that's why, since you're the co-EP, can I file a complaint right now? You spell Idiotest the certain way on the show, but then again, when you look it up at...
Please don't file this complaint, because it's me.
It's Gary's fault, first of all.
Oh, is it really?
I retitled the show.
Gary retitled the show and designed a logo that only had 1 T in the middle, and it confused everybody.
Is it really you?
Oh, it's 100% Gary did that.
It was me.
100%.
Does that bug you? Does that tell me the
I mean,
truth?
I complained about it to Gary about 7 times in the first season. I was like, Gary, what? Like before we aired, I was like, please, let's just. Even after we started shooting, I was like, that could be the logo, but the name could be spelled with 2 T's. Like everybody's gonna spell it, and he's like, it's too late at this point.
And Ben, he and I did not have this conversation.
Thanks, Chuck.
That's funny.
That's hilarious.
There was people secretly against it, and they would always pronounce it in any staff meeting because they were secretly against it. Idiotest.
And people still do. I mean, many seasons in now, I go on and do radio shows, TV shows, and people say the host of Idiotest or Idiotest. I get it both ways, both incorrect. And what even blows my mind further is
They
when
failed
people
the
come up
test.
to me and they say, I'm a huge fan of Idiotest. I'm like, how could you say you're a fan?
If you
How
didn't
can
know-
you? I say Idiotest at least 6 times an episode. How could you're feeling the easiest of all of the Idiotests? Just the damn title.
They are great questions.
Then again, it is our fault. We fucked up. We misspelled our own name.
Hello?
We're idiots.
My executive producer.
Our intro, because of the logo Gary designed, our intro of the show, our intro graphic has to have the 2 T's, and then the graphic
Then they
bumps
smash
out one of the
together.
T's and makes it disappear.
You've cost
That was
them
a
a lot of
to
program
money.
explain.
I know. It was one of my first decisions when I got to GSN. They said, "Can you design the logo?" I said, "Wouldn't it be cool if we misspelled it?"
I get the angle.
And
Oh
then
my
we
God.
walked around with the thing and said, "What does this say?" And everyone said, "Idiotest." And I said, "Do you realize?"
That's after they knew that the show was
I
called
said, "You realize
Idiotest."
it's misspelled?" And they're like, "Oh yeah."
Right.
Yeah, but that's very different than a sample size people didn't know you already had a show called Idiotest. But the point is, it doesn't matter. I've made peace with it completely.
It's a successful
I actually
show.
love it now. Once the show's successful, now I think it's sort of better because
Thank you.
now it's branded
Thank
in
you.
a unique way, whereas Idiotest is 2 separate words, and we
And
created
besides,
our
it
own
would have
word.
referenced the old Idiotest thing that was online.
Right. Look,
Right.
if our show did not get picked up after 1 season, I would have blamed you.
Thank you.
But
Yeah.
the fact that it works, now I think it's unique and artistic, and I'm cool with it.
And it works
We
as
have
a
our own
result
word now.
Yeah.
of that, basically,
Yeah.
is what you're saying.
The main reason the show is successful is Gary's mistake.
How was it when you had to deal with naked people?
It was wonderful. I mean, half of the stage was wonderful, and the other half I tried to avoid eye contact.
Yeah.
We had 2 dudes on the left.
You're too
and
busy to notice how hot the chicks are on your
Are
show,
you
right?
Can I see one
kidding me?
episode?
Oh
Are
God,
you, wait a
I
second.
was
Ben, are you
so
pulling some chicks out of there?
I was so into one of those 2 naked girls. My God, they were like Playboy playmates or whatever. It was
hot.
pretty amazing.
Were they really naked all over?
Could
you see their little
We were
cootie?
pretty naked. We weren't 100% fully naked.
Yeah.
There was some blurring that happened.
Did
But
you have a merkin?
what is that? Like a little wig
That's the
for your
fake,
penis?
Yeah, fake penis wig.
I basically had that. That's pretty much all I was wearing. It was strange. I felt bad for the audience that was behind me. You know, audience is behind us on the show, and that's not the best look for.
That's not your
That's
best
not my
angle.
best angle. But the hardest part was just not getting aroused while hosting the game show.
Could you imagine
And
if
I put my arm around the contestant during times when I'm proving out was just one contestant, and I've got my arm around this gorgeous woman who's naked, and I'm naked, and it was a challenge at one point. Let me just say that much.
That's hilarious.
It was a challenge.
You know something? You are so lucky to have a job. You know, and it goes all the way back to your grandfather when you got the blessing of saying, hey, I'm not going to be a doctor. You come from like a Jewish background, and your grandfather, the history that I know from the research is, he was a badass, and he
the
protected a
biggest.
lot of people, and he was like a saint in his own right.
Yeah, biggest badass ever. Just one of the most noble, inspirational, unbelievable, win at all costs while being charming, lovely human being ever. I mean, truly my hero.
Goosebumps.
That's awesome.
And were you nervous by saying, hey, Grandpa, because I'm
Yeah.
I'm going to be a comedian.
And I think it was our last lunch we had before I went off to college. I was nervous to ask him completely because I know that he built himself as to be a real success in like traditional business, but I also know he appreciates art, and I was nervous to say like, look, Grandpa, if this is all I ever think about and all I truly want to do with my life, don't I have to pursue it? And he thought about it for a second. He says, yes, you do. And I was
Hey, that's
like,
sweet.
oh, thank
Hey,
God.
that's
he
That's
said
good
that.
advice, man.
Yeah.
And let me say this: that's only if it's the only thing that you want to do and that you think you can do. You should pursue it if you truly only want that. But people, I think, too often confuse that with, oh, it would be cool to do that. I think I would always want to do that. You don't have to do it. Just like the biggest on the other side of it caveat I give people is, I don't think you need to always make what your dream is or what your passion is your career, because it makes it a job. Like we said, no one thinks they want to pursue being a comedian. I can't wait to get up at 6 in the morning and go to radio at 8 a.m. through an hour of traffic each way, and then come back and then do all day of managing 4 different social media accounts, and then go and create stories for Instagram and for Snapchat, and then go do notes on this episode, and then finish the script and do revision notes, and then go and do a live show, make sure it's broadcast, make sure you're tweeting and promoting it in the right time. Nobody thinks it's a full-time job, so oftentimes it makes your passion a job, and it It doesn't for me kill the passion, but it makes it a lot more. Takes a little bit of the like shine off of it. That's for sure.
It's
I
not
was
glamorous.
hoping
Hollywood ain't glamorous.
In that mini rant right there, I was hoping you were going to throw us a bone. And even I got to go to some guy's freaking garage and do some fucking podcast.
Well, I think we
No,
both
that's
did.
the highlight. That's
Chuck
the
and
highlight of the
I,
day.
we both did stand up.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
realized about 6 years in that I was okay at it. That I was probably a better writer than I was a presenter.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, I'm
Yeah,
done
you
with
got to
this.
check in
You know
on
what I mean?
yourself too,
Yeah.
and like be honest with yourself about what works and what doesn't. Something that I'm not actually that great at. It's good advice that I give, but I'm not, because I never give up on any part of it. I still do literally all of it. I mean, I do stand up, I write, I direct, I produce,
Bang chicks.
I bang chicks, I
Poolside in the grandma
I-
bench.
Right. I host TV shows. I do political punditry. I have a political podcast. I act. I also rap now. I mean, I always have rap, but now I'm taking that more seriously. And so, like, I probably could even leave that
Wait a
aside.
second, iTunes, go ahead
wanna
and
ask
say,
a question, too.
tell us about the rap real quick. I know you have the thought.
I just like to rap. I've always been good at freestyle rapping. My brain works pretty quickly, and so, and then my boy Ben Morrison and I created a rap group. He's a great beatboxer and beat maker, and he's a very funny man. And so we created a group called Ben's, and we've been worked for months on a track. And we released a little while ago our first track called Anti-Social Media. And it's badass. I mean, I was convincing myself that I could make it as a rapper, and I was starting to get so frustrated with some of the annoyances of this business and some of the people that keep trying to like not respect you the right way or reward you the right way, or you know, people that are, you know, not. There's just a lot of people like to put red lights in your way, and it's very hard to get. Other than stand-up, which is pretty unfettered, but even that, you still have to. The stand-ups, with the exceptions of like people like Dane, or you know, that like make a whole persona out of being this like cocky guy kind of. You have to still be within the constraints of like normal society. And the great thing about rap is you can not give a fuck. It's the one place you get to express pure ego, and people think it's cool, and that's what I love about it. It's a great way to like, it's a catharsis to like get all that shit out. So that's what I love about it, and I'm very good at it. I rap very faster than
do we
anybody on
ask
the
for a
radio.
sample? Or do
I'm
we,
not so sure.
You
But
can
you're a
just play a
SoCal
clip.
kid.
What's that?
You're a SoCal kid, and I know you're a Biggie fan, right?
I am. I do
Over
prefer-
Tupac. Like,
Not a big Tupac fan.
Isn't that
Raps
interesting?
about his mom way too much.
Really?
It was just a lot. They're like aggressive and rap about his mom. It's like, it didn't seem very melodic to me. I didn't like his voice. Biggie was smooth as shit.
look at this,
Love
man.
Biggie.
Right?
You were pretty fly for a white guy.
Thanks
That's
a
what I'm
lot.
saying.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. That's very nice of you. And I'll just give you maybe like the fastest part of my song into social media. And you ain't seeing different levels of what I'm saying. I'm paying attention. I'm not playing. I'm playing like a viral sensation. I'm waiting on it. I'm playing attention. That's what I'm saying. But it's my brain to find a way, and I think I'll stay in.
Holy
You know,
shit.
so I mean, like,
Wow.
you,
on.
you show me Drake rapping like that, and or no, what does he do? He repeats one word for about 4 minutes and
Yes.
goes to the top of the charts. Come on. I got energy. I got lots of energy. And I also beat Drake's ass in ping pong recently. 2 games back to
Thank
back.
you.
So I'm tired of everybody acting like Drake's
Thank you.
shit is the hottest shit in the world. Posting Instagram videos of himself beating people at ping pong.
By the way,
He's not
if you're
supposed to be
throwing down
leave at ping pong.
You're throwing down the ping pong challenge.
Dude, you're opening up a whole can of worms right
Are
here.
you good at ping pong?
Oh my
This-
God.
this-
You got
Back in
ping
the-
pong
You have
here?
No
Yeah.
idea.
I'll play a game before we leave.
All right.
I'll beat you.
Okay.
Will you report next week who won?
Absolutely.
Okay, good.
That's
100%.
hilarious. That's hilarious.
I mean, 100% fact, you're going to report you lost to me in ping pong.
Okay, fair enough.
Wow.
Say what you want.
holy. We'll bring the lights out. I got to move the foosball table and the barbecue.
Say
And
what
then
you want.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's just. I'm going to throw something out with
Yeah.
your passion and your love for life and your incredible intelligence. When was the last time you feared for your life?
Well, where's this podcast going? Do I have to run out of this garage right now? Is this how it ends?
Put the scissors down, Andy.
I'll give Newberg the award. God damn. Thank God. Last time I feared for my life.
Anyone ever pull a gun on you in Sherman Oaks?
No, thank God. I have been robbed at knife point. That was pretty scary. That was in Paris when I was 18 years old. So that was not ideal. But I didn't fear for my life at all, but it was very scary. I didn't think the guys were going to murder me with a knife, but they did steal a lot of our shit. And I was arguing with the guy and trying to get him to not rob us. And my buddy was like, he's got a knife, just give me your wallet. I'm like, oh, now that my friend's on his side, I guess I'll give the wallet. Still slipped my credit card out under my hand, so it wasn't like fear for my life. I was still doing smooth shit. Another thing pops to mind that was pretty hilarious. It was not at all a fear for my life, but it was just a funny altercation that might be worth noting. I had a date about a year ago, dating this beautiful girl's model. Too young for me, probably. Not mature, she's great, but like, you know, it was a little almost embarrassing how young she was. Is 12 legal? I'm kidding. It's a complete joke. I do love Subway
I think
sandwiches.
it
Point
is.
is,
Actually. I think it is.
no, here's and it was our second date, and we went back to my place, and she was just so beautiful. I was slightly like, I'm pretty confident with girls, but like I just really wanted it to like go great, and like I was a little nervous or whatever, and so I go into my place and I misenter my alarm code, and so we go into the bedroom, and the alarm goes off, so I turn it off, and then we go back to the bedroom, and then the police show up at my door right when things were getting good, and so I had to go now dress the police. They made us sit in the living room and wait while they scouted the whole house, and then we had to do that, and finally they leave, and it was so embarrassing. I misentered the thing, and I go back, and things are finally getting hot and heavy again, and there's a frantic knock at my door. This is now 3 a.m, and my mom's at the door.
Oh, no.
Benny, are you okay? What happened? The security company called us. So now my mom's there. It was like
Mom,
the day just
this
took
is
the
Tracy.
worst turn.
Tracy, this is Mom.
Her name was Tracy. I don't know how you knew that. Where kind of research department do you guys have with this podcast?
Let me ask you something. When you did enter your bedroom, what color did you choose for your lighting?
You know, don't you? I do have a color change.
Did Chad turn you on
I
to
can
that
choose
thing?
any color from my phone for my lights in my house. No, it's just Patrick Melton, Nobody Likes Onions podcast, taught me about that when I did his podcast in New York. But feared for my life, I can't really think of one offhand.
What scares you? Like, what scares you? Like, are you afraid of ghosts? Are you afraid of earthquakes? Are you on your because you're neurotic? Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
Can you sit in your own living room knowing that there's a picture askew on the wall?
Yeah.
You can do that?
Yeah, I'm not like insane. I don't have like OCD. I just am neurotic. I just things I care about. I care about with great detail.
I got you. Okay.
And I overthink things like that. Things that are important. Sometimes unimportant things, but ones that matter to me. I don't care about picture. I mean, I do. I'll adjust it eventually. You know what I mean? But I don't have to hop right up. What scares me? I don't know. I guess maybe like dying scares me. That doesn't sound
you afraid of death?
too fun.
Well, he's having a great life, man. Why would he want to die right now?
I don't want to die young or anything. That would be
Yeah.
pretty fucked up. I don't like snakes that much. I had a dream where I think I maybe made peace with snakes, and maybe I'd be okay if I saw one. I did play with a little snake recently, but somebody was holding the snake, so I felt safe. But what scares me really? God, I don't really know.
I got the gist.
I don't think I have any like enormous
Trump?
fears. Trump presidency scares me a great deal.
I know you're very political. What do you?
Yeah.
What's your take on this whole deal? Like, just quickly.
I mean, look, I think they're both very flawed candidates, but I think there's no comparison between the two. It's yes, they both have lied. Every politician's lied. These two have lied maybe more than most, but Trump's lied infinitely more than her. So if you're comparing just lies,
He
Trump's
lies
worse.
sentence by sentence.
Sentence by sentence. I mean, he literally is one of my jokes. My stand-up act is like I've never seen a politician contradict himself within the same sentence all the time. He literally is like, "Look, I would never say that Hillary's not qualified to be president, but she's not." I'm like, "You just said you would never say that. You just broke a promise."
so
A
truthful.
second later, it's like he's talking. He's like frantic, but he's also just a child. He literally Hillary in the debate the other night was like, you know, you as somebody who's provoked by a tweet cannot be commander-in-chief and control the nuclear arsenal. It's 100% fact. The guy is a baby. He's a misogynist. He's racist.
Egotistical. He's there just for a
And he's
popularity
racist.
contest.
Yeah, he doesn't have any plans whatsoever. The whole debate, Hillary knows what she's doing. She's experienced. She won't embarrass America. Like, I don't even hate the idea of an anti-establishment candidate. I loved Bernie. I want someone that'll upend the system, that'll get money out of politics, that'll
Not him.
reverse all the fucked up shit that we have, that'll get rid of the old boys club and make sure that's fixed. But Trump's not the guy to do it. Just because he says he is, he's not the guy. The whole debate, Hillary's got all these very detailed plans, very intellectually explained, and Trump's every plan, he said, "We're going to make it great. How? We're going to do it better. What's the best way to get companies to come back? Don't let them leave in the first place." What's the riddle? Is it an Idiotest? Doesn't even make any fucking sense. That makes no fucking sense. I won't give you my plan for ISIS, otherwise they'll know, aka I have no plan. I won't release my tax returns. What, ISIS, you don't want them to find that out either? Like, it just doesn't have any plan. The guy is a complete buffoon.
Nailed it.
How did he get to this place?
He's
man?
brilliant at marketing. It's the ultimate dumbing down
Or
of
is
our
it
country.
the ultimate downfall of the Republican Party? I mean,
It's
do
not.
they
It's
just
our
do
country's
they just
civilization.
not have anybody?
They don't, but our country's got too short of memories. It's not the downfall of the Republican Party. I guarantee you 2 years later, they'll be fine. There'll be midterms. There'll be no presidential candidate. Then 2 years after that, they'll have another person. It'll be fine. It'll be Ted Cruz. It'll be Mitt Romney. It'll be some other person, and it'll be fine. And they're going to be fine again, unfortunately, or it'll be Paul Ryan. But it happened because I think it's just the ultimate dumbing down. We've really stopped caring. Our intellectualism has really dropped. We stopped caring about facts. All about branding and marketing. It's all about Kanye saying this is the best album you'll ever hear in your life, and then nobody dares criticize it. So Trump says, I'm the best candidate you'll ever see. I'm the only one that can fix America. And dumb people are like, oh, he says he's the only one. He must be. It's that blind confidence. And that's what I've been trying to do a lot, actually, in my own marketing of myself lately, is trying to take more of a rapper persona with everything I do, because I'm just sick of assholes winning. I'm sick of dicks rising to the top, and people that have more quality of what they say and morals and what they do and values and what they do being the ones that, because they have such good values, they're also so polite, they don't want to push it on anybody. Well, fuck that. When you're fighting evil, when you're fighting dumb idiots, that's when you have to push. You don't fight evil with fucking handshakes. You fight evil with bombs and aggression. You got to be tough against assholes.
I'm getting turned on, so I'm getting so turned on.
I'm getting out of the garage immediately. I mean,
The Croctoral region?
But you remember
I'd rather be honestly murdered than have any sort of sexual encounter with you.
You've got a new fear.
I don't understand about the whole thing.
Okay, what's that?
Go ahead.
I don't want that chunky D anywhere near me.
How
Right?
does this? How does the guy? How does basically a carpetbagger from New York? How is he attracting these lower income Southern folks?
Because he just lies and plays the party line, and our politics become so polarized that people don't have individual identities anymore. They already are on one side or the other. They don't care about the individual issues. They're just Republican or Democrat. So which one's going to feed them the most red meat to just all those base issues? Even though Trump's never believed those things, he truly is a liberal. He's always been actually pro-choice. He's always been actually anti-wars. He says he wasn't anti and all these, or the reverse of that. And he just feeds them red meat. Even though he's this rich, liberal New York elite, he says, I'm the only one that can fix it. She's a liberal elite. I'm going to give it to you. Minorities are ruining the country. And they're all like, yeah, those are the things we're taught to hate. Right. He's a complete panderer.
He's touching those perfect nerves.
Yeah, he's just 100%.
I just can't wait. I can't wait for him to wake up one day and just say, "Oh my God, I'm over.
What have I done?
I bit off more than I could chew.
What have I done?
You know."
I think he already thinks that, and he's just too embarrassed to admit it. And that's why he self-sabotages sometimes.
Hey Ben, you were talking something that I'm interested in about you. You mentioned a minute ago something about branding, and I was just trying to figure out who you are. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if you go outside certain categories of branding, you get watered down. Mm-hmm. You have so many elements, but still strength. Like for example, you hang out at Burning Man. For example, you go with Chelsea for 7 years, mm-hmm. right? And so you get that crowd, and then boom, you go over to the Game Show Network or GSN, and you're doing an Idiotest with, put your demographics, I would think a little older.
Yeah. Even though our show and what I hopefully brought to the network is young, bringing the network down a lot. And
right.
That's a big part of what I think the value we bring is that we're the youngest skewing show. Us and Skinner are the youngest skewing shows. We really brought the average age down.
Elevator.
But still much older than my typical audience on average.
Do you think I'm accurate when I'm saying that you do have certain categories of your branding? And does that, when you're texting and you're Instagramming and social media stuff, do you think about that?
I do. I mean, here's the thing is I thought about it forever, and that was a big part of the neurotic part of it coming in. And I just, even with the title Neurotic Gangster for my Showtime special, I had a piece of paper with like 25 possible titles on it, and I couldn't decide forever. And I was polling my friends, what do you choose? And eventually I went with that.
What were a couple of the other ones? Do you remember?
Smashing and apologizing.
Hashtag.
I had decided to call it hashtag no filter, and I had to get permission. I went and got permission from Grace Helbig and Mamrie Hart and her crew that had a tour called No Filter, but they never did a presented tape thing, and they said it was cool to use it. I got permission from all of them, and then didn't even go with it. So yes, I am fully aware that I do too many different things, and that probably does dilute my brand and does water down how I'm seen. Like I said earlier, though, I just can't stop. I just love it, and so I made peace a few years ago with I'm not going to stop unless.
And you don't have to be perfect.
No, you don't have to be perfect at
right?
it, but I try so hard at all these different things that if I had just focused on stand-up and hosting, just those two, for example, I would be a lot further along at this point in my career, but I'd love to do it all. I'm still starting a rap career at age 38.
That's what I'm talking about.
So
and I bet you're going to nail it.
Probably shouldn't do that. And that rap's the one that I've had enough friends in the last couple months start yelling at me and being like, stop trying to rap. You're not a rapper. Just focus on all the other things. You're better as a comedian and a host and a political guy. Just do that. It's enough. And an actor, I'm like, all right, fine. So I'm maybe toning back the rap. I'll probably be rapping live at the Improv tomorrow night, streaming on Facebook to the whole world. So we'll see.
Awesome.
But I should focus more, yes. But I can't seem to do it. You know, Craig Robinson gave me the amazing advice years ago when I had the same problem. It's the problem that always kind of plagues me, is I always do all of it and I don't advance fast enough. And he says to me, Gleib, go with what works, what's working best for you right now. Then once you get to the top, then you can do it all, because then people want to see you do everything. But I just can't take that advice. So the angle I have at least been doing is trying to market myself more aggressively, because at least I want people to realize I'm doing all this dope shit in all these different categories, so I hope you jump on board and pay attention to it. And that's why it's not in my nature. I'm a humble person by nature, but as I'm doing podcasts or doing press, what I am tired of doing is like going and doing all these for years and then not marketing myself in a way that is going to make people think, damn, I have to follow this guy. So I would never in my own life, off of a recording, I would never in my life quote the Esquire thing about myself, or that TBS called me one of the 100 funniest comedians working today on a list with Jerry Seinfeld and Doug Stanhope and Don Rickles. I would never say that about myself. But if I don't, people don't hear it. Kanye says, I'm the best ever, and people are like, he's the best ever.
Right,
So
yes.
I'm just not going to die being somewhat unknown because I didn't want to plug my own shit.
Right. Why did
The whole point of I'm going here and spreading the word about what I do, but if I'm at the end, I'm like, yeah, no, my stuff's
You're
pretty
basically
good.
taking a page out of Trump's book here.
100%. I've been inspired by Trump in that way, big time.
Absolutely.
Trump and Kanye, I'm taking big pages
If
from
you
that.
didn't have the luxury of a successful TV show right now, would you be rapping?
I mean, I'm still rapping with the successful TV
You understand
show.
what I'm saying? Like you,
No,
clearly
I would
that's
not
a
be
steady
full-time
paycheck.
rapping.
Yeah.
Rapping a steady paycheck.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
you have a luxury of trying different things. You have a steady paycheck. You have income coming
But I
in.
always did it before Idiotest. I always did all those different things.
Right.
I just made less money. And it's not like, it's a steady paycheck, but, the seasons shoot sporadically, and it's not like it's the steadiest of all paychecks either. So, I still put my stuff in different hats because this business is completely unpredictable, and I love doing the show and I hope I get to do it for 10 more years. I hope I get to do it forever while I get to do other things. And that's a cool thing, is I get to do other things with my deal with GSN. I get to do anything else I want pretty much. There's very little restrictions, but the negative is that at any moment, like any net TV network, they could just pull it away. They have a shitload of episodes in the can. They could say after the next season or after this season, they could say, we've got plenty. Thanks so much. We love working with you. And then that steady income goes away. So you have to be smart. You have to have your hand in a lot of other baskets. And you have to try to make as much money as you can while you have it, because you don't know where your next paycheck's going to come from.
Are you
It literally
saving?
could get
Are you
yanked away at
saving
any
money?
time.
You putting money away?
Not really. I mean, I'm trying. I have like some automatic deduction of a small, tiny amount towards a Roth every
You're
month.
spending it on the babes, aren't you?
No, I'm not spending, but like dating's very expensive. One date could be $100, $200, $20 a lot of times. It's
Yeah.
Where are you
insane.
taking these girls?
I don't know, man.
Andy's
Too
like,
expensive
what?
places. And a lot of
I'm free on Friday.
Hey, Ben.
point is, I'm trying to say, but it's very hard to do so. And like Biggie really got that right too. More money, more problems. It's like, I would never complain. It's amazing, and I think it's better on the whole than not having. But people think, oh, it's easier with money. It's not. It's the same number of problems at least. It's the same. It's just your expenses go up as you make more money, and it ends up on the whole kind of breaking even. So don't pursue money as your goal, because that's
Right.
impossible.
Let me ask you something. I'm reaching out for help. I need your help.
I gotta go.
Look at the time.
Talking about what we're talking about, like promotions and setting yourself in a category of branding. I'm really getting attached to Instagram, and
I love it too.
Just so this is why I'm reaching out.
Yeah.
I need followers.
Yeah.
I've got like 500 followers.
Yeah.
And I saw that you've got like 13,000 something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A number that
Get a
embarrasses me for
TV
how
show.
small it is.
Get
by
a
the
very
way.
successful
That
TV
number
show.
embarrassed me for how small my number is. It should be so much higher.
Right.
Really?
Yeah.
It's true.
Do you
Drives me
try?
nuts.
Because it bugs me when I wake up in the morning and I've got like 552, and then later on that day, like 6 people drop me. I take that personally.
You should. You're fucking up on there, man. You're doing something wrong.
But can I brag? Adam Carolla liked one of my things today.
That's pretty amazing.
I'm getting there, dude.
That is
but
pretty
maybe
awesome.
like down the road, like a week or two, I touch base and thank you for being in the garage. Maybe if I, oh God, I got a confession.
Yeah.
I got a confession. You're gonna get a weird message from me.
Yeah.
I sent it to you today. Can I tell you what it was so you don't freak out?
Sure.
Let me find you real quick. I said, I'm following you, or I'm following you more than you know, in parentheses.
Okay.
So I'm setting myself up to be a stalker.
Yeah.
And then I even said, see you tonight, to spook you even more.
Okay.
And then I said, oh, just kidding, it's me, Chunky. So if you get that,
Yeah.
don't think that I'm like some weirdo.
Well,
too late.
when you say just kidding is me chunky, then I would have probably gotten it as well.
Way
Yeah,
too late.
Yeah.
Instagram is a real tough nut to crack. My numbers have I do what I think is some of my most interesting creative stuff on Instagram. I do Instagram stories every day that I started doing after they launched that, but instead of Snapchat stories more so these days. Real out of the box stuff I don't see other comedians doing. And they just come and go 24 hours, and like my numbers don't increase barely, like a blip here and there. It's
crazy.
It's very frustrating.
Did you
It's
see a big jump when the show came on?
No,
Really?
not really.
Isn't that interesting?
Pretty big jump on Facebook. Again, maybe because the older demographic slightly.
Right.
Pretty big jump on Facebook. My Facebook numbers have almost doubled, but everywhere else on social media, it's been. I mean, I've got like 63,000 on Twitter or something now, and it was maybe when the show started, it was like at 42. It's a decent chunk, but after many
you
years, it's
grew
not
up
that.
in the era of social media,
Yeah.
pretty much. Like it was always in your life.
No,
maybe
no.
in your 20s, right?
Yeah, after college. You
Yeah,
mean like
yeah.
my adult life, yes.
And you just jumped right into it full bore, or
I did.
or was it sort of a slow like? What's
Yeah,
this
I resisted
Instagram
for a
thing?
minute. I remember when my buddy told me Twitter, you got to get on Twitter. I think I let like 6 months go by before I hopped on, and reluctantly did it. But now I'm addicted to it. But yeah, I hopped on. But like I missed Friendster completely. I was never on that, and I got on MySpace late, and I did that for a long time, and that was big for me. And then that went away, and I mean, I still have a profile with more followers than I have anywhere else online on MySpace, like 360,000 followers or something like that.
So if I reach out to you, how do you, like, if I sent you...
The point is, I'd like to make also is on Instagram. Instagram.
Your ratio's going down as we speak.
All I want is to have a happy family that I can entertain people each and every day.
What is it that you want me to do for you on Instagram?
If I email, can you give me, like, what do they call it, a shout out?
You can't do that on Instagram, really. It's not.
No.
It's not a fluid.
No, but he could say,
platform.
"Hey, I was on the show."
Here, I'll do this right now. I'll
that's
give
it.
you a shout out on my Instagram story easily. I'll do a video right now.
Yeah, let's do it.
We're
Let's
gonna
do
do
it.
a video right now.
Why don't we take a
Hold
shot at me
on.
kicking your ass in ping pong?
Yeah, that's true, too.
That's fine. We'll do the follow up. We'll do the follow up right now. But let me just here. So open the Instagram stories and.
Who you got your money on?
Here we go.
I know.
I'm here
Ask
in
Andy
a
who he has
garage
his
with
money
Gary
on.
Adler and with Chunky B, the 1 Degree of Chunky B podcast.
Yes.
And we're about to do a ping pong challenge, me and Gary, at the end of it with scissors. Why scissors? What the
I don't
fuck
know. I
is
don't
that
have my
about?
phone.
What the fuck? And then I post that. That's already funny. I got aggressive at the end, so it gets punchy.
Yeah.
And I do one follow up, and then I go, and you all should follow Chunky B because he's begging me to do this. What is your handle on Instagram?
ChunkyB.tv.
Chunky B. That's not an Instagram handle. That's not an Instagram
Yes,
handle.
it is.
There's a dot in your handle.
Yeah, well, maybe not, but it's ChunkyB.tv. Maybe that's my problem.
That is your problem.
All right.
got a
Dave
dot.
Gleib in the Garage of Love, people. Can you believe it?
Yo.
All right, let's see what happens there.
Nothing.
Nothing. Oh, you're
They're going to look at me.
not trending.
And you know, oh, God, we got so much to talk about. But,
You
Thank
date
you for
hot
doing it.
chicks.
what's that?
Oh, I was just gonna get back to the hot chicks thing.
You know, he's kind of reserved about the storytelling about the chicks.
I
You know, so
mean-
let me ask you this. Well, hold that thought for a second.
Yeah.
There is one question
Yeah.
I have, and
We asked this a lot of times.
Yeah, this is a question that,
it's a
that
general.
I think it's,
If you were to be murdered, with what weapon would you like to?
no,
Close.
check this out.
It's within podcast reason.
When you're having sex, do you like to do it regular or in the vagina?
That's a great question, Andy.
That's a fair question.
I've always wanted to know this.
I would love you to draw for me on paper your definition of regular, please. Usually I go vagina. That's the way.
Are you
I
a vagina
usually
man?
go.
You're a vagina man? I didn't take you as a vagina.
As opposed to,
Leg man, breast man, ass man.
well, but you're saying where I like to have sex in,
I know.
which is a very more specific question than what part turns me on the most.
In
I'm
the-
turned on by every part of a woman's body, basically. Every part.
have you ever looked him up and said? So I looked up like Ben Gleib's girlfriend, and a plethora of smoking hot girls come up,
What's your longest relationship? What,
like Playboys and Victoria's Secret girls, all kinds of shit.
really? You getting that top model shit?
I do pretty good, I guess. I guess I do all right.
you,
I mean, I don't know how to answer that in a way I don't sound like the biggest asshole in the world.
No,
we're
Trump would
pumping
say,
you.
look, I get the most beautiful girls in the world. I could say that if I was Trump, but as myself, I would just say, no, I do pretty good. I do all right.
You don't kiss and tell.
I don't kiss and tell. I mean, it seems
That's
inappropriate
smart.
to
That's
do.
smart.
Seems, I don't want all
Respectful.
1,000 girls hearing this. I mean, the one girl hearing this and thinking there's other girls.
Yeah. Have you ever settled down? Have you ever have
I've
you
not settled down. My longest relationship's been a year and a half.
Oh, this was year
Year and a half.
Did you
That
live
was
together
a
or no?
tumultuous one. We did not live together.
Thank God, right?
Second longest was about a year and a month. Third longest was about 7, 8 months. And
Now, is your
then I
mom?
had-
Is
then
your
I had
mom
a few
squeezing you?
6-monthers.
Is your mom squeezing you?
to settle down?
Yeah, I want you to
No,
get it.
they're pretty chill. I mean, I'm sure they'd be happy if I did, and I'm looking to settle down, but it's hard to decide.
Your brother have kids?
He does. He has,
Okay, so they got
had
grandkids.
his second child recently. They have grandkids.
That's
They're good there.
All
I
right, so
mean,
you're cool for a minute.
I love being an uncle. And everybody say, "Have you seen an uncle? He makes you want to be a father." I love being an uncle. I love those kids. I get emotional when I leave sometimes because they're sad that I'm leaving. I'm sad I won't see them again for a few weeks. They don't live in L.A., but it doesn't make me leave there thinking I need one of my own right now.
No,
I don't
because you
think
get to go
that.
in the backyard and pull a big bong rip.
No.
As soon as they leave.
Which you can still do if you're a parent. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah.
That's true.
Let's be honest.
I mean, I don't know what he's
you
talking
can
about.
do anything on
I
pod.
have no
Come on.
idea.
Can't do that.
What's in the future?
I hosted Idiotest High for 3 seasons. I'm kidding.
No, you did not.
I've never done
No.
that. I've never done that.
What is in the
Stand up
future?
occasionally.
What's in the future for last week on Earth?
Doing it every single week. My podcast on Kevin Smith's Smodcast Network. Every week I summarize what happened during the last week on Earth. News, politics, mostly, some pop culture. Just for the ridiculous contrast of it, I enjoy. I'm going to keep doing it every single week. I got to do one tonight or tomorrow night, probably tomorrow night because I have to get up early. And about the debates, I have celebrity guests join me sometimes. Newberg's been a guest, but we've had the full range. We've had Bryan Cranston on the podcast.
I was just about
We've
to
had
say,
amazing
which,
people.
which he is known as a
Sophia
very
Bush.
difficult interview, but he was
Is he?
smooth with you.
Oh, he was amazing. He was such a wonderful guest. We had great chemistry. He ended up booking my podcast for me once. It was pretty amazing. After he did my podcast, he got Bob Odenkirk for me. We ran into each other, and he helped me. He's like one of the
Wow.
nicest.
Bob was on too?
Yep, Bryan Cranston's one of the nicest human beings in the world, and I love him to pieces. Sophia Bush has been one of my favorite guests. She's been on twice. We've had amazing people. Meghan McCain. We've had senators. We've had Congress people. We've had, just amazing human beings. Moby and just very,
Chunky
very
B?
cool people.
Maybe someday.
Chunky B, maybe
someday.
maybe will come on the podcast. I'm not against that. I think you're
Dude,
great.
I'm a fairly decent interviewer.
No, you
I
seem
can-
great.
I can throw
You
down
seem
some
great. If you're half as good as a guest as you are as an interviewer, I'd be interested because you're a good interviewer. But then my most popular guest on my podcast is my parents. They come on all the time, and people love them. They're amazing.
I saw you coming out of a big time gig. It might have been some big fundraiser, and you were getting interviewed, and there was a backdrop of all the sponsors and stuff, and there was a girl interviewing you, and she said, "Oh gosh, your parents must be proud when they see a standing ovation." And you were like, "My parents were here." And then the girl goes, "Where are they?" And you got getting on the phone.
Yeah, yeah.
Most people are like, "Oh God, I don't want my mom and dad coming and mess." You are so pro mom and dad, which
I
is
love
a
them.
good thing to have. You were raised right.
I love them. They are pretty awesome. Yeah, that was at my special. At the end of my special, the Neurotic Gangster.
Is that
The
where
very
we were?
last
Okay.
frame, you see me hugging my parents. The very last frame, and I intentionally kept that in there because I wanted. Why not embrace your family? It's insane. People think you're too cool to love your family. First of all, it's pretty gangster shit. Like the mafia loves their family. You know what I mean? Like I ain't afraid of that at all.
Yeah.
My family came and watched my special stoned, I believe. So that's pretty great.
Did you eat cookies with your dad?
Oh yeah, it went very badly.
we're about to wrap it up, but can you give me the Reader's Digest version?
Basically, well, it went badly for my dad. I went years later. I ate pot cookies in front of my family, and it went horribly for me. And I thought I was going to die, and it was really bad. I tell all these stories in my special that you should get and watch on demand on
Great
Showtime right
special.
now. Neurotic Gangster. But when my dad and I ate brownies, it was fine. But for me, we went golfing, and he just got blitzed out of his mind. And we're driving home. He's driving, which probably was not a smart idea. Obviously, it wasn't a smart idea. And we pull over into Starbucks, and I'm like, Dad, you're acting really weird. Like, why don't you stay in the car? I'll be right back in 2 minutes with coffee. So he goes, yeah, baby, that's cool. And I came back, and he was gone, and the car was gone. And I had to start walking home, and he pulls up alongside 8 blocks later, and he goes, Ben, I'm freaking out, man. I couldn't find you. I didn't know where you were. I saw a grid of the earth. I was floating above the earth, and I was like, this is not a good scene. Not a good scene at all.
I couldn't imagine. My dad's no longer with us. I did multiple large amounts of beer with my dad, but never. Ben Gleib, I am thankful, grateful, and I appreciate you on your busy freaking schedule coming to the Garage of Love. It means the world to me.
My pleasure, man.
I hope some way we do, I've got enough dude friends. If you were a chick and you were hot, maybe I would like mandatorily get your digits. I say we let it go organically. So next time I see you, it'll be organic. So I'm not going to stalk you.
Yeah.
And before you
That's what I say
completely
now.
wrap
And I
this
will
up,
follow you on Instagram.
Right on. Thank you.
and before you completely wrap this up, I just want to thank Ben Gleib, first of all, for coming on the show, and second of all, I watched his special on Showtime, and then I watched the next comedian special, Brad Williams, Fun Size.
Mm-hmm.
He's coming on next.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
I contacted Ryan
Brad.
Sickler. I said, "Do you know Brad Williams?" He said, "Yes." I called him. He's coming on the
I
show.
love Brad.
So
He's
thank you for that as well.
Amazing
Awesome.
dude. I love him so much. And if I can just briefly say, if anybody's listening and you want to come out and see me live, my live stand shows are a lot of fun. And I'm coming up soon to New Orleans and Sunnyvale, California, and Seattle and Boston. And in each city, I'm doing one show live on Facebook Live, and I improvise that entire show just off the crowd. And they've each been going viral, and it's been an awesome thing. You can follow me on all social media at Ben Gleib, Twitter, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook. And to go to bengleib.com, get tickets to any of my shows right there. Watch Idiotest every single Tuesday at 10 and 10:30.
Well, that was a waste of time because no one's listening.
Shut up. Check this out.
I shouldn't be here.
Did you go?
Much as I enjoy random dude conversations in garages, I presume
very
it was
hot
being
garages.
broadcast.
Did you go to Paris yet, or did you already go? Did you do a gig in Paris, or did I make that up?
I recently performed in London, not in
Oh,
Paris.
London. Okay, all
I
right.
just recently was in London. That was
And
fun.
they absorb your stuff.
Oh, it was perfect. It was great. Yeah, I loved it there. It was my first time performing there and being there. It was really, really fun. And then I got food poisoning. I was just in bed in an Airbnb I was renting by myself for 24 hours, like throwing up into a trash can. It was not ideal. But I recovered hardcore and went out last night and hung with some people. It was
Nice,
good.
right on. You guys, Ben Gleib, you got his info. We are blessed. We are thankful.
100 episodes. Thank you, Chucky
100
B.
Congrats on 100
Yeah,
episodes.
thank you so much.
Thank you.
I'm honored that you had me for such a momentous episode. That's
Yeah.
really
So
cool of
great,
you guys.
man.
I was really touched when you asked me to do the 100th. That was really
Thank
cool.
you, Ben.
Right on. You guys, that's it. 1 Degree of Chunky B in the Garage of Love. We'll see you down the pike. Tell your friends all about us.
Yeah.